Jack, how the players feeling about this game? Good to get a game so quickly after Sunday.
Yeah, always. I think look, you're going to go through a season and have some ups and downs, and having a game so quickly after that is always a positive thing, just to get back on track and put the last game behind us.
What's the debrief been like?
As you'd expect, we debrief every game, good or bad. We take things from it that we need to. So we went through the same process as we do after every game. We go through what we did well, what we did badly. Unfortunately, we didn't do too many things well on the weekend. So for everybody, it's been a good wake-up call, a good reset, if you like. And we have to use the disappointment from the weekend to kick on for the last 6 games of the league.
Where does that result leave the title battle?
Well, it leaves us where it leaves us. You can see that. We've got a game tomorrow night to go and win. If we do, we're 1 point behind with 5 to go. So the maths are what they are. We have to pick up more points between then and the end of the season, and whoever does that ultimately will win the league. So we'll take one game at a time, and that starts at Dens Park tomorrow night.
Has the advantage swung to Celtic now they've got the home game against Rangers after the split? Listen,
I think we've done extremely well to get back to where we are. We've come from behind. We are way adrift. 1 point, if we win the game tomorrow, is not something that's unachievable and unattainable. It's not something that can't be done and hasn't been done before. It's not something that we are worried about. We know what we've got to do wherever the games are played. Obviously, there's been some issues over this one tomorrow night, but it's going to go ahead where it should go ahead. And ultimately, we'll take it in our stride after that and see where we get. But we've got to win borderline every game, and that's what we'll be looking to do.
If there are people that maybe have written the team off after Sunday, is it about making sure that that is just a blip and you can go out and show that
people
tomorrow night?
People have had a habit of writing Rangers off for a long time. So people wrote us off at the start of the season. They wrote us off before the manager came in and didn't give us much hope. Not by our words, but by everybody else's words. Everyone else is saying title race, and that's what it is. So that's a credit to what the boys have done, what we need to remember that we've done as well. It'd be easy after the game on the weekend to sit there and think everything has gone out the window, because it hasn't. It's a game that we need to learn from. It's a performance that we can't allow to happen again. There's nobody in the building that is concerned about that. We know it wasn't good enough. And it's a reminder to everybody of the standards and what's required here. But people have written us off before, not just this season. I'm sure many seasons gone by and other opportunities. But it's up to us. Ultimately, nobody else. It's up to us and what we do now between now and the end of the season.
Is that the type of thing that the playing squad and the staff can use as motivation?
I think so. I think you see it no matter where you are in the building at Ibrox. Look, there's history. There's stories, great quotes from previous managers and senior members of the club of what this club's all about. You don't get the numbers up on the wall that we've got here without having to come from behind, without being out in front and being chased down, things like that. It's a club of immense history and success, and it's not always easy. So that's the message, is that did we expect it to be easy? Did we think we would be in this position early on in the year when we're 8 points adrift? Not sure, but we believed and we pushed, and we are where we are. So it's almost like the start of a new season now. It's starting tomorrow night with a good result, with 3 points, and then we push on and we finish with 5 strong games.
Jack, you've had such a strong defensive record since the manager came in, conceded a few more goals and chances over the last couple of games. Have you, as a team, been able to put your finger on why that's happened?
No, listen, I think the Old Firm game last weekend, I think you see the freak goals that sort of happened, and things like that happen when you get to the business end of the season at times. It would be easy to think that things have changed. Ultimately, you're playing against the other top side in the league last weekend. The performance we've spoke about wasn't acceptable on the weekend. And it was basics really that have cost us those moments and things like that. So it's not, again, something that we're concerned about. It's something that we've looked at. We've gone over, reminded ourselves of what we've prided ourselves on and what has got us into this position that we are now. And that's been hard work on and off the ball. It's been pressing, it's been working together as a unit, which has got us to where we are. So there's no sort of doubt that we can recreate that, and it's important that we do that tomorrow.
Last couple, please.
How do you look ahead to finally facing Dundee in this game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's been an eventful one. it'll be the 4th attempted time to play them up there. So although it's a lovely part of the world and it's nice to go up to the old course and all that, it's about getting the results. We should have only been up there twice, but this will be the 4th time. That is what it is, and the powers that be will deal with that from here on out. But we need to focus on what we've got to do, and that's put in a proper Rangers performance and get the result tomorrow.
Jack, some Rangers fans will maybe be a bit of panic that the result on the weekend is a big blow to the title hopes, but how important is it that that panic doesn't seep into the camp, that you kind of park it and move on?
I understand it's only a blow if you allow it to affect what happens next. So I guess the message from me and what we spoke about as a squad is we don't let that carry on. We don't let that seep into it, and we bounce back with a win. From a fan's perspective, I get that they'd be disappointed, and rightly so, because the performance was below par. But like you guys have said, there's a title race going on. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget what we need to do as a club and as a team to get over the line. I've got no doubts that the fans are going to continue to turn up and support us like they've done throughout the whole campaign anyway. But we need to reward them with a top performance for tomorrow night, and that should restore some confidence in the group.
Finish the last one for you, Stevie, please.
Jack, the players and the manager have spoken about your leadership skills in the dressing room and how big a presence you are. In the last couple of days, has it been that type of situation for the leaders of the group, not only yourself but others, just to kind of reinforce the message to the players and encourage them and just reset the kind of...
For sure.
Just a reset
No.
kind of thing to go again.
I agree with you, and it's ultimately, you've got to use it as a stimulus. You've got to use it as a motivation. What happened on the weekend, you've got to use that as a marker to go again. But the last couple of days has been, okay, let's look at it, let's debrief what we thought we could have done better, what we should have done better. But reminders of what we've got in the group, the great moments that we've shown, the great performances we've put in over a long period of time now to get us back here, and we can't lose sight of that. We can't lose sight of that, and it would be silly to do so. So for me, I've got great belief in the group. It's something that I've reflected, and I'll always be positive and push the boys to higher standards as long as as well as the other leaders are doing. And it's a great place to be. It's a great opportunity for us. We can use that disappointment on the weekend as an opportunity, and that's how we've got to see it.
Jack, you've spoken before about the possibilities of an England recall. Gareth Southgate was up at the game for the Old Firm game.
Yeah.
Has he spoken to you?
No.
No.
Can't speak to him now.
No. You still hold out hope?
Pardon?
Still hold out hope?
Yeah, of course. But as I've said all along, that comes with performances for Rangers. The fact that he came up to watch is fantastic. It's important for me and any other English player that it's a window, it's an opening that there's that potential there. So all I can do from here on out is focus on my performances, which is all that matters to me at the minute, is what we do here and what we do with this club. And if that comes, then I'll be delighted.